time, but for now, Shannon, would you introduce to the congregation what's going to happen this summer? And if you don't mind taking the lead, I'll take the tail end of that discussion.
Sure. Can everyone hear me? We're good. Okay. So I hope that most of you have already visited our website at some point, perhaps to register for worship. Right now, I'm going to walk you through another important feature of our website, and that is our calendar, where you can find all of the latest things happening at St. John's and everything coming up. So on the home page, you'll see the arrow pointing here. There are two ways to get to our calendar. There's the blue button on the side, and there's also under events. You can click on that, and you'll get a drop down, and it'll show calendar, and you can click there. When you do that, it'll take you to a page like this that shows all of our events in the calendar. And if you hover over one of those, let's say come to the table, you will see a short description, the date and time, and it'll give you more information if you actually click into that. So what Pastor Bob would like everyone to learn about is our summer learning opportunities that are coming up. So if we look at July, those are beginning July 11th. We have 3 listed here on the 11th. Messy People, Understanding Grief, and Reckless Love. So let's hover over Understanding Grief. We see a little brief description of it. And if we click into that line, it will take us to a larger page with more description. In the gray box, you'll see the date, time, where it's being held, who's organizing it. And you will also see at the bottom where it says going, the red arrow pointing to that, that's where you can sign up. So you just click on that, you enter your name and your email, and you're signed up to attend the class. If you click on the red arrow to the left where it says website, it will take you to this page, which gives a description of all 5 of the learning opportunities that are being offered this summer. So hopefully that will help you to navigate our calendar and to find all of these opportunities and to sign up. Pastor Bob, back to you.
So the events that we are teaching you were determined by from your using your input. The days were selected by you. Always figure out the date first, then the content or the program. Always figure out first, when will your people actually show up? So you told us in that little survey that those of you responded said that Sunday morning works for you. That's why Brian Motes is going to be teaching, he's teaching Messy People. Messy People, life lessons from imperfect biblical heroes. He's going to be teaching starting at 7:30 in the morning here at the church on this site, 7:30 on Sunday mornings. He'll teach Messy People, life lessons from imperfect biblical heroes. Learn how God uses broken people, restores damaged hearts and relationships, gives us power to handle our critics, and help us deal with the hard moments of life. And we'll study the people. We'll study the prodigal son. We'll study Daniel. We'll study Josiah and Mary and how God uses them in just powerful ways. Following church here on site, Becky Shirey is going to be teaching Understanding Grief. So for those who have had losses, both people losses, a loved one has died during this past year or prior years, or maybe your child has lost a pet, or you've lost a pet. Maybe you've lost a job, or maybe you've lost a wish and a dream. Understanding grief. Grief is far more than just the loss of a loved one. So Becky's going to be teaching that. But off-site at the Roth Playground, I call it the Roth Playground, where Mel Roth has a pool underneath the cabana with fans. So no matter what the temperature is outside, she's going to be teaching Reckless Love. Jesus called to love our neighbor. We've all been taught, love God, love your neighbor. But what if you flip it, and instead of love God, and then hopefully out of that love your neighbor, what if you just simply start loving your neighbor and find out the amazing gift that you'll end up loving God more? On Tuesday nights, Jen Frizz at the Diroff residence, George, is going to be hosting Learning to Fail, using the biblical character Jeremiah. Matt shows that truly following Christ means learning how to fail and fail well. That's going to be a really, really good study that Jen's going to be teaching, hosted by the Diroffs. And then on Thursday nights, a new Reformation, from Luther's world to ours, the transition from what was going on with Luther to ours. And that's going to be taught by Jen Schlegel and hosted by Mother and Father at the Schlegel Farm. Much more going on throughout the summer. The first 2 weeks in June, the last 2 weeks in August, there are 45 learning opportunities for you throughout the summer.